Hey there guys, Tom here. Welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of the Facebook series Sorry for Your Loss Season 2. Before we get into today's review, if you guys have not subscribed to this channel yet, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. Have you guys seen Sorry for Your Loss Season 1 or 2? Whatever you thought about Sorry for Your Loss, make sure you jump down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. So for those of you who don't know, Sorry for Your Loss is a show on Facebook Watch. The show stars Elizabeth Olsen and Kelly Marie Tran. Elizabeth Olsen is the main character of the show, and in Season 1, her husband died, and there is a question about, well, did he commit suicide or did just a tragic accident happen because he was going hiking and ended up falling to his death. So the show is really about Elizabeth Olsen as now a widow, coming to terms with the loss of her husband and dealing with all the stuff that unfolds from there. Now, I did review Season 1 last year, so I'll leave a card or a link in the description to that if you want to see my review for Season 1. This review is going to contain spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Sorry for Your Loss, maybe go watch the show. Definitely go watch the show because it is a show I highly recommend. And then come back and join me for this review. But just so you know, I will be talking about some spoilers that happen in the show. So Sorry for Your Loss Season 2. This was something I was very much looking forward to. I didn't know that they were going to do a Season 2 because the way Season 1 ended, you could have left it and really not done another season and it wouldn't have been totally fulfilling. But they could have ended it there, and I think that would have been perfectly fine. I didn't know that whether they were going to greenlight another show because it's Facebook Watch. It's a bit different to, say, a typical studio like Netflix or Disney or anything like that. But I watched Season 1 just because I'm a big Elizabeth Olsen fan, and oh my god, I fell in love with this show. This show has everything, and this show is so well written, so well conceived. The characters are so good in this show, and I really, really love it. I really do. I fell in love with Season 1. Season 2 came out, I started watching it, and they've been releasing one episode a week for the last 10 weeks. There are 10 episodes in Season 1 and even in Season 2. And Elizabeth Olsen in Season 2, she was great in Season 1. She was fantastic. She's even better in Season 2 just because of the amount of stuff that her character is dealing with. So it really gives her more of an opportunity than in anything I've ever seen her in before to really showcase her range as a dramatic actress. And she's carrying this show basically on her shoulders. She is the lead of this show. And Kelly Marie Tran is also amazing in this series as well. Now, whatever you thought about her character Rose in Star Wars, that is neither here nor there in this show. She is sensational. The direction they took her character in Season 2 was a little bit unexpected to me because in Season 1, like, she had character development for sure in that season. But with Season 2, they give her way more depth and they progress her character way more throughout this season. And with the way Season 2 ends, I feel like this character of Jules, played by Kelly Marie Tran, I feel like this character's almost had a completed arc. So I'm not sure if they do a Season 3, does that character come back as a regular throughout the entire season, or does she just pop up, say, at the end of a Season 3? I'm not sure, but I do feel like somewhat that character's had basically a complete arc. She's almost found her calling in a sense. I don't know that in Season 3 if they're gonna go and explore the fact that she's looking for her biological mother. If they did, I'd be all for it, but I do kind of feel like you could wrap up that character's arc, and it does feel kind of complete because, again, it does feel like that character has really found what she needs to do. And again, I think a lot of it, yes, it is about how good their acting ability is, and they are great actresses, but also when you have a show that is this well written and you have characters that are written this well and so much to play with as an actor, it really elevates the performances as well, and it really helps them out a lot. And this show is all about character. This is a show that is way more character driven than plot driven or plot focused or story driven. This series is characters first. So unlike most shows where, you can clearly tell they have a direction they're going this way and that's where they're going, and it might take little plot twists here and there, but they still have a clear direction of the story is moving to this end goal. Whereas in Sorry for Your Loss, it's not about that. This show doesn't have a clear path. It's like the characters, because they're so real and this show is so well written, it's about the characters. The characters' choices in this show dictate where it goes, which makes the show, again, feel very unpredictable in the best way possible, because you never know what's going to happen, because life is unpredictable. And I know that's why this show connects with a lot of people, because a lot of people are going through the same things that these characters are experiencing. But I think Sorry for Your Loss just does such a good job of imitating real life and being real. I shouldn't even say imitating it. Really, it feels like it is real life. So even if you're not suffering a loss of a friend or a family member, you can still relate to these characters 100%. And I think that's why this show got me in the first place, because the characters and the story that they were telling is really, really compelling. And this show is never more unpredictable than in season 2 when it comes to Lee and Danny, because these two have such a dependency on one another. It's almost like they cannot not be apart from each other. Yet every time they get together, and they do get very close in season 2 to the point where they start a relationship. And it's a little weird, the fact that she's dating her dead husband's brother, but they even explore that in the show. And I think, again, making the show relatable and making it feel more real and giving the show more emotional weight, because every time these two characters come together, it works out for a while, but then, something happens, something about Matt comes up, and they end up drifting apart or having an argument and falling out again. I love their relationship in this show. Even when they're not, together, these two just have such a dependency on one another. And I'll be honest, towards the end of season 1, we found out that Danny was in love with Lee, but we didn't know how she felt, and I didn't honestly think they were gonna go in that direction and actually have these two characters fall in love and be together. But the way they played it in this season, where yes, they are together for a hot minute, but it really can never work out because Lee wants him to be Matt and he's not Matt, and that's the thing he keeps trying to get across to her, and she doesn't seem to even see what he's talking about. But these two, just as actors, have such a great chemistry with each other and dynamic together, and they play off each other so well, and it's so well written and so well acted that even for the hot minute they were together, I bought into it. I was like, yep, I could see how that would happen. I also think it's fair to say that in season 1 it was more focused on Lee predominantly. Yes, the other characters were developed and the other characters were great in season 1, but it was really a Lee story. And I really appreciate that in season 2 it really felt more like an ensemble. Every single character got their moment, got their little story arc throughout the season. Yes, Leah's still the heartbeat of the show, and her story, struggling with the death of her husband, is still the centerpiece of the show, but every other character revolves around her, and they really give more time to each of the other characters, like Jules and their mum and Danny. And at the end of season 1, we're left with this question of, did Matt commit suicide, or did something tragic just happen and he slipped and fell off that cliff? And I know some people probably went into season 2 expecting to get answers about that, and I kind of went into season 2 expecting to get a definitive answer one way or the other. But you get through season 2 and you kind of realize this season, and I don't think the show's ever going to answer that question, because when it really comes down to it, I don't think the show is about did he or didn't he. And the characters in the show even ask that question, but I don't think it's about that question. I think the show is more about, well, how do the characters deal with it, whether they think he did or did not. At a certain point in season 2, Danny deals with it in a different way than Lee does, because Danny has his suspicions that Matt did do that on purpose, and Lee is in complete, she's completely convinced that no, it was an accident, there's no way he would do that. And that's again where some of that tension between those two characters come into it. And it's one of those things that come up that puts a divide between them, and then they come back together, and then something else about Matt comes up and they're divided again. I'll say this about season 2. I think it is on par with season 1 as far as storytelling, as far as character development, as far as acting. Everything is on par with each other. I might even say season 2 is a little bit better than season 1. I might say that. I might not say that, but both seasons are fantastic. I wasn't thrilled with the finale of season 2. I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't think it was a bad episode, but I wasn't overly thrilled with it, because in every other episode of season 2, and even in season 1, it really major developments kind of happen in each episode. And in season 2, I think there is maybe one real major development, and that's how the season ends. And I think with the way this season ended, there's no way you don't do a season 3. But I do have to really give it to Facebook Watch here for them to put out these shows essentially that are free. And I haven't seen any of the other Facebook Watch original shows, but I'm actually dying to check some of them out. And if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. But if Sorry for Your Loss is an indication of the caliber and the level of quality that we're going to get out of their original series, then like Facebook Watch is really doing something great here. Because essentially these shows are free. You can use Facebook for free. You can watch stuff on Facebook Watch for free, minus a couple of ads here and there, and they're not really that intrusive, and you're not paying for it. So essentially you're getting free content at such a high quality level. And look, I love Disney Plus. I love Netflix. I love Amazon Prime. But Facebook Watch, I think, are doing something really special. And I really appreciate that they are the ones that saw potential in this show and helped it to get and actually made the show. And I think they are seeing the benefits of the show because all this positive word of mouth, people are loving this show. I love this show. I didn't expect to fall in love with the show the way I have, but I do. It is like top 3 or 4 favorite shows of all time for me. But anyway, guys, that is my review of Sorry for Your Loss Season 2. Thank you very much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell, and let me know what you think of Sorry for Your Loss in the comment section below. I'd love to carry on the discussion about that. Look out for my review of 21 Bridges and Knives Out coming in the next couple of days. Once again, thank you very much for watching. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys next time.